speech, Making Connections, Rotary-Toastmaster Alliance. Swetha.
Thank you so much, everyone, and Madam Toastmaster. Before that, I would like to confirm if I'm audible and visible. All right, thank you so much. And I shall go ahead and share my screen now. So timer can start once I share my screen. In October 2021, late October to be precise, it has been my special day that I achieved one of my longest vision, as long as 1 year, I suppose. And this mission of mine personally was the Rotary Toastmasters Alliance. Raise your hands and tell me if you are a proud Toastmaster. Of course, raise your hand if you tell me that you're also part of Rotary. Okay, that's fine. And raise your hands if you wanted the best of both worlds. That would definitely be me. And that brought me to the Making Connections Roundtable Show, the World Tour, which is the Rotary Toastmaster Alliance. And that was something that I was able to take it under my wing and significantly achieve it. So before I begin, let me just reiterate this quote. Coming together is beginning. Keeping together is progress. And working together is success, as quoted by Henry Ford. But if I have to add a bit to his quotation, I would say collaborating together makes it an amazing synergy. Don't you agree? Of course, because I wanted to achieve this amazing synergy for a very long time. And the whole idea of Rotary came into the picture when Toastmasters International announced this new alliance with Rotary International. And I was so intrigued, but I was more curious. I took it as a personal mission initially that I want to be the first Toastmaster in my district to achieve this. I had that one as my main goal. But as I began to search for potential clubs to collaborate independently and to collaborate with by getting my club involved, I realized that it was not going to be a simple task. So days multiplied to weeks, multiplied to months, and finally it led to 1 year. And during that year, I came across this amazing lady called Dr. Violet Coffey, who would end up being one of the pioneers who would help me achieving this successful Rotary Toastmasters Alliance. So I knew that by September, I would reconnect with Dr. Violet Coffey on September 2021. And she brought me this idea of me leading the third series of the Rotary Toastmasters Alliance of Making Connections Roundtable Show. And we had this objective in our mind. It was very clear. We wanted a long-lasting collaboration with the club, whichever we are going to collaborate with. We want to raise awareness of Rotary Toastmasters Alliance, especially within my district, District 116, where formality was the #1 rule. But jokes apart, I felt required that awareness of the Rotary organization, which was not very predominant in the Middle East. I wanted to also challenge the preconceived notions and assumptions that my fellow Toastmasters had about Rotary, because they imagined Rotary to be just a community service organization, whereas it is much more. It is something that could help achieve your own personal goals and something that will help you make a difference even in the society as well. And more importantly, just so not either of us does not consume the spotlight, I felt that each of these organizations gets the equal recognition that they deserve. And with these objectives, we came up with the third series of the Making Connections Roundtable Show Series 3. This is third series because the first two series was part of Luton Someries and International Orators Club in the UK. And Dr. Violet trusted in my abilities and gave me this opportunity to lead this series starting with the first and the only project till date, which was the collaboration and the alliance between Rotary Club of Ikate in Nigeria, Africa, and Philcom International Toastmasters Club, which is my club in District 116, Qatar. So we planned for this event and we decided that it will be executed on the Friday, October 21st, 2021, and 7 p.m. UK and Nigeria time, because their time zones are the same, and it would be the 9 p.m. in the Middle East, Qatar time. The meeting would take place through the Zoom online meeting platform, and for those who could not make it at Zoom, they could even stream us live and virtually through Facebook. It was very simple program, and we wanted to make it as short as possible. So we stuck to a 2-hour event format. And sharing with you a sample of our promotional material that we have used to promote this event. With me being the program coordinator, with my fellow Toastmaster Rinku as the Master of Ceremonies, and there you see it, the lady who I was speaking about, our Rotarian Dr. Distinguished Toastmaster Violet Kafi, who is the visionary and who believed in my abilities and my own objective on how I wanted to bring about this amazing alliance to the world. So my guidance committee consisted of these people. Of course, Dr. Violet Kafi, our club president, Distinguished Toastmaster Joseph Amande, the past president of Rotary Club of Ikate, Colonel, and the current president, Emmanuel Ishado, my friend and my fellow Toastmasters, Toastmaster Rinku Saha, and also another enthusiastic Toastmaster who joined us all the way from Sri Lanka, India, especially when the event started at 11:30 p.m. in her time zone. She stayed late at night just to make this show successful as our Zoom master, Toastmaster Suganya Kartigon. So to be simple and to be precise, this was our program format. We would open the meeting, we would do the Rotary Grace object and the 4-way test, and as well do the Toastmasters missions, the meeting etiquettes and protocols. You see, this is where the alliance actually begins. We highlight the beginning of one organization on how they start their meetings, and the same for the other organization as well. Then we began with the remarks from the president, followed by a prepared speech session, just staying at the norms of Toastmasters. After this, we moved to something which we observed very uniquely at a Rotary meeting, where we gave a glimpse of the Rotary Club of Ikate, where they highlighted their achievements and their significant contribution to their community. And we were completely in awe and we were completely floored by the significant contribution of the Rotarians in that club. We had a mini engagement session where we Toastmasters and the Rotarians connected with one another just to see how we have things in common and how much of difference we don't actually have. And this helped us build much more long-lasting networking relationships in the end. Then, just to have a more merry cheer, we had the table topic segment followed by this engagement session, which concluded with a word of thanks and some more additional networking hours as well. Very straightforward meeting, as I indicated before. But for every event, there is always a challenge. I planned that this event would have 100+ attendees on Zoom and there'll be 3,000 views on Facebook Live. We planned everything in advance, but unfortunately, due to some circumstances, we had only 30+ attendees on Zoom. But it's okay. Even with 2-3 people in the room, we would still make it a wonderful show. We struggled with getting role players to allocate certain segments of the meeting. So there had been certain situations where I had to allocate many hats, being the timer, being the one as a standby president, and also being the main coordinator, which is my main designation for this event. But the main problem of allocating different role players would have to be the time constraints, especially with the time zone issues in the Middle East, and also with a limited support because it was a weekend in the Middle East. So what were the challenges that I faced? Challenges are something that we like, but the challenges that I personally faced in this event that I really liked would have to be the program planning. I had to be so careful with understanding the psyche of a Rotarian. So I knew that I didn't have to disappoint them in any way. So whenever I had to decide an event in agenda, I had to consult with Dr. Violet on how the Rotarians thought this would be. There were a lot of issues in getting and understanding their culture and their mindset. But thankfully, we were able to meet the challenge and deliver the program as per their expectations and making the Toastmasters happy as well. We had minimum attendees in Doha, Qatar, because the event is at 9 p.m. Qatar time, which is the start time. And it was Friday, and usually Friday is the weekend for us, where we tend to spend time with family and friends. Who would want to stay on screen anyways, right? But nevertheless, we still had some people coming and cheering for us. And that's what it mattered. Because for me, I realized since that event that success is not with the number of people or the number of attendees that you have, but the success that you truly achieve is when you're able to make a difference in life. So that is why on the bright side, I was able to achieve a long-lasting collaboration with the Rotary Club of Qatar. And even today, the Rotarians from that club visit our club meetings, participate in the engaging table topic session, deliver their speeches, and they're also happy. And I and some of my fellow members, whenever we have time, we visit their meetings online and we support and encourage them for their societal collaborations. I have successfully managed to raise the awareness of Rotary and Toastmasters Alliance in our district. And I felt really overwhelmed when my district director, who attended that event, said that I have done something really groundbreaking that the district has to consider in the near future. And I'm glad I was able to do that. And I was glad that I was able to imbibe the value of service through that. I was able to challenge the preconceived notions and assumptions that I said in the beginning. And when the fellow Toastmasters who had doubts in this alliance saw the success of it, they realized, wow, Swetha, this is amazing. We need some more events like this. Now, isn't that an important assurance that we can get? And last but not the least, I was able to achieve what was the major challenge in any alliance, making sure that no one is more important than the other. Both of them are equal, both of them are important, and both the programs itself were organized in a way that each organization got to show their unique aspect. And last but not the least, might have been my personal goals in the beginning, but then I was somehow able to achieve it, even though my purpose has changed. That is being the first Toastmasters in my own district, District 116, to achieve this Rotary Toastmaster Alliance, this successful collaboration. So what was the major lesson that I learned? I was working single-handedly in this event. I believed that my collaborators have to contribute only 70%, and no, I have to contribute 70%, and my collaborators had 30%. But it was 90:10 ratio. So always ask for help and don't do things alone is what I learned. Test the technical issues and resolve them immediately before the event so there won't be a problem with Facebook Live. And schedule an event in a time so everyone would be there to enjoy and participate in it. And here you go, sharing some of our warm moments of our event. And I'm glad that I was able to do something purposeful with my DTM project with this. And I achieved an amazing synergy in the end. Back to you, Madam Toastmaster.